So, first of all, most dashboards we know that they fail not because the data is wrong, but because nobody knows what to do. And here we are. So in the next few minutes, we are going to go through the 5 principles. Just a moment. So we are going to go through the 5 principles on how you have to manage your design. Like I said before we dropped off, I think, that however much you have done all the dirty and the heavy and the difficult work we have been doing, you have sourced the data from wherever it is, you have transformed it, you have loaded it into your data models, you have done the data analytics expressions, you have done the planning of the design of all your pages and the dashboard itself. Now, the last thing is how you put these visuals together matters a lot. So, the first one is keep it simple. So the mistake here is almost everyone makes is we think a busy dashboard looks more valuable. No, it's not. So you make sure that you add all the charts, you add all the filters, you add all the gauges, everything you think about, you add on the page. But the thing is, simplicity, making it simple, it is not laziness, it is clarity of purpose. That you're creating the clarity of what your data is trying to communicate. So before you add anything, ask one question. Does it help someone to make a decision? If no, don't put it. Cut it. Control X, cut it. So what are the do's? Make sure that you have not more than, let me get a highlighter here. Yeah, here we go. So, oh, I need a red one. So make sure that you have 3 to 5 key numbers you're showing on your dashboard. Keep the white spaces. I remember telling you that these white spaces are so important, these you're seeing in your dashboard. Make one message clear. Make a message clear. Make a star that every visual represents something. Then design so the point is obvious in 5 seconds. We have what we call a 5 second rule or a 5 second test. Whenever someone looks at your report, do they pick what you're trying to communicate in 5 seconds? If no, then redo it again. You yourself make a 5 second test. Open your report and look at it. Whether someone can pick something before you explain to them. If no, then you have to change a lot. So don't cram every chart on one screen. That's why you can even have more than one page if you're going to communicate a lot. Don't use 3D and gauges. I know people like using these 3Ds, but leave them for the news, for the bullet, for the magazines. But don't, even in the magazines, they no longer use them. Feel, don't fill every pixel just because it is empty. You have seen like a space has remained beside the heading. You say, okay, here, let me put there a pie chart. Okay, there is another space that has remained. I think this one I can put there bar charts. No, don't fill everything. Leave the white space for the eye to rest. Now, that is done. Let's go to the second one. The second one is show what matters. If anything doesn't give sense, please get it off your screen. So show what matters. So what are the do's on showing what matters? Focus on a few metrics that drive meaning. Show the metrics that change decisions. Put the most important numbers at the top left. So the number you should start with here at the top left. I think this thing is playing in. So the number you should start with here at the top left should be the number that is so important. As I said last time, that you start from the top going to the right. Well, then the size and the way how you place your visuals should be so important. That's why last time when we did our design, we started with scorecards on top. We went on another block that is going to show variances. We went on another block that is going to show details. That is the way how you should run your design, such that it is not cluttered everywhere. You don't squeeze in things. Here you have put a scorecard, you have brought a pie chart, now you've remembered another scorecard, you bring it. It may look nice in design, but it doesn't give any context in decision making. The don't show data just because you collected it. That's why even in transformation, I was very consistent on telling you that remove any column that is not going to be part of your analysis. The moment it is not, remove it. Give every chart the same size and weight. Don't make another chart very big, another one small, because maybe you have enough space. That's exactly what we did last time in planning our design. Lean on vanity metrics that look nice only. Don't bring in the metrics you feel like they look fancy, but people take long to understand. Then don't bury the one insight under 20 tiles. This means that when you have the insight you want the users to look at, let's say growth year on year, don't bury it behind more than 6 filters that someone has to filter to get the growth. No. So for every tile, finish the sentence, make sure that it is confined in one space. Design for the people, don't design for yourself. You know, the challenge we get always is when we reach to designing, we feel like we get so much touched. We get so much touched and we feel like we are designing for ourselves. Everything we put, we feel like it looks good for me. But if it doesn't look good for the audience, then don't do it. Build clear hierarchy and with size and contrast. Use familiar charts, types of chart types people already know. Don't use a chart because it has come new on board. AI has given you a chart and you use it. Use the charts people can interpret. Then make it color safe and mobile friendly. That if someone opened your report on a mobile phone, will things snap and disappear? No. So you have to look into that. This applies also for presentations like this. So when you have a presentation like this, it should be very clear that someone looks at the presentation, like right now, you already see where the do and the don't is. Why? Because I've used the colors to their purpose. I've used red for its purpose. I've used green for its purpose. Just imagine that this side I used green and I'm telling you that they are the do's. And I used I used green here and I'm telling you it is the don't. That's confusion. So in data, you make sure that you get yourself relieved from that. So don't assume that everyone reads charts like you and an analyst. Don't rely on colors alone to carry the meaning. Like you see, we have made this a red, but still we have gone ahead to put a don't. And we have also have gone ahead to put an X, such that 3 things are going to hit at once. You can't fail to take one and get the meaning. So that's what it means. Ignore small screens and low vision users. Use don't use exotic chart types that need a menu. Those are the charts I've been talking about. I'm going to show you those charts in Power BI. There are very many, but the moment you use it, just make sure that the users can understand it. So always when you finish creating your dashboard, you can always send it to yourself, even if there's a presentation in PowerPoint. Maybe you can put it in PDF and share it to yourself on WhatsApp. Open it on WhatsApp and you see how it opens. We all know that PowerPoint, when you share a PowerPoint on WhatsApp and someone opens it, the different shapes you have put on the PowerPoint snap and disappear. So it means that if I'm sharing that on WhatsApp, I have to put that into context that it is going to be the same. So you saving it as a PDF, then you share on WhatsApp is a good idea, right? So that's what they are talking about here. So when you share a report, make sure that if someone opened it when they're on the road, and that is the user I need maybe to make a decision, will they make a decision from what they see on their phone? If it is no, then change. If it is yes, perfect, then improve. Use color with purpose. I think I've already talked about this. Red is always for alerts, and it shows it calls for attention. Blue is always for trust, stability, and trends. We have seen how we use like blue to color bar charts, column charts, and all that. Then green for growth and positive change. Then gray for everything that is just context. That you have a pie chart, sorry, you have a bar graph or a column chart. It has 7 columns. You have colored the best green, you have colored the worst red, leave others gray, such that when the user looks at your chart, they only look at 2, the green and the red. If they want details, then they also look at the gray, but always make that contrast to have gray in your color grading. Here the pro tip is limit yourself to one accent color. Accent color is if you have chosen like a blue, use a dark blue, somehow a lighter blue like that. That's what they mean here. Such that the report becomes uniform. They don't use a full rainbow as a pure decoration. We always want things to look fancy, but you're killing the context. Change a color that don't change a color let's say don't change a color between some of the charts. This chart, you have, let's say you're showing categories, maybe the different branches. Branch A on one of the chart is green. When we go to another chart, branch A is blue. You go to a pie chart, branch A is represented as orange. Make sure that you limit yourself from that scandal. If you have taken that branch A is going to be blue throughout, make it blue throughout. Even though someone goes to page 6 and they look at blue, they know that this is branch A. So that is the consistency. Don't make red versus green your only signal. That's why we said here you bring in gray. So sometimes we pick colors depending on the color theme of the company. Now, the last one. Why we do data analysis? We do data analysis to tell a story. So a great dashboard has a beginning, a middle, and end. So we always start with what happened. Those are like scorecards at the top. Then in the middle you explore why. You give people now the top 5 products, the top 5 customers, the top 5 creditors, the top 5 debtors, the top 5. You're exploring the why you are having that revenue because of these top 5 products, why you have that profit at the top because of this. Then you drive people to the action to make a decision. That is at the bottom. You bring insights. This happened because of an increase from this to this in the month of this to this. Those are the insights that drive decisions. So what we have to make sure that we get rid of, don't dump charts with no order or narrative. Don't make people guess the takeaway themselves. What is the person taking away from your report? Don't make them guess. Let them come to your report. They have the takeaway at the end. Leave the viewer knowing the next step. The next step is they are going to close their laptops and they say, now what should we do? We want to grow. You buy more of this product than this because the data tells us this. Stop Don't stop at here is the data. Make sure that you walk the people through, walk your recipients, walk your viewers through your data step by step. And don't treat dashboards as a wall of numbers. You bring every number on that dashboard. I've seen some of the dashboards where you have nearly every number on one page.